Okay, this activity was called Triangle Square Dance. Do y'all like to dance? Well, I'm kind of clumsy, so I don't really dance a whole lot, but I do like to dance every now and then. But I thought this was really fun. So all you had to do was look at your cards that they give you. Of course, in class, we're doing a little bit differently than what you're doing online. If you were online, I told you to pick either A, B, and C and do. But if you're in my classroom, we're going to kind of switch back and forth so you can, get to see all the different slides. But if you're doing this at home on your own, you're going to kind of work through these activities with us. So then you had three choices. You had A, B, and C, and you were supposed to pick one. So first of all, let's talk about some of the moves you kind of came up with for your dance moves. Some of them might have been just little basic words, like maybe you said that your triangle went up, or maybe you said it went down, to the left, to the right. Maybe you also said that it kind of spun around, or your spin. Okay. Or maybe you said it shifted. You could have said it shifted to the up or down, or to the left or to the right. And let me see. Maybe you said instead of spin, maybe you called it rotate. Okay. And there's other words that you need to put in when you talk about rotate, so you know how far it rotated. Maybe it only did a quarter turn. Maybe it only went a quarter of the way. Or you could have called it a 90-degree turn. Then you also have to have the direction that it turned in if you were going through looking at it. Did it go clockwise? Clockwise? Did it go clockwise? Did it go clockwise? Or did it go the opposite direction? Counterclockwise. All these are good direction words that we always need to put in when we're talking about ways objects are moving, so we can be sure that we get everything. So let's kind of just go over your first dance, which was A, and let's talk about the kind of directions that took for their dance moves. See, this is where you start now. So as you can see, to get from 1 to 2, what did they do? Well, they just simply slid it to the right, or they moved to the right. You could have said move to the right. Move to the right, or you could have said it shifted to the right, something like that. Then from 2 to 3 is when it gets fun. What happened here? Oh, it kind of spun around a little bit, but which direction did it spin? It looks like it went clockwise, right? Clockwise. Oop, let's spell that right. Clockwise. And it went like you could have said it went a quarter of a turn. Or what is another way we could express this? We could have said it made a 90-degree counterclockwise spin. Okay. Then let's look at from 3 to 4. We're going from 3 to 4 right here. What happened here? Oh, looks like it just moved up, didn't it? Moved up. And it didn't spin or anything. So if you said shift up, that's fine too. Okay, so then we're going from 4 to 5, which is right here. So what happened here? Looks like it just moved to the left. Move to the left. This one. All right. Then from 5 to 6, what happened? It did a spin, but which type of spin did it do? It looks like it kind of went backwards, so that's going to be counter clockwise. Rotation, or if you call it spin, that's fine too. So then we're going to look at the next one, which would be, okay, so for B, it starts out really kind of easy too. We'll start with 1 and we're going to 2. So what did we do here? We just simply made a slide to the left. Oh, I'm sorry, that's to the right. So we slide right, or you could have just said you move to the right. Either one would be fine. Or move to the right. Then from 2 to 3, as you can see, it did a little something different. How would we get from 2 to 3? Looks like we spun it just a little bit, or we could call that rotate. So we rotate. Which direction would we go? Clockwise. And by how much did it move clockwise? We could say it moved 90 degrees, or a quarter of a turn. Okay, so now we're going to go from 3 to 4. What did we do different here? Let's take a look. Did we do anything different? Well, sure we did. We started out on this side, but what happened? We moved it to the right. To the left. Get my directions down here. So moved to the left. Or if you want to say it shifted to the left, or whatever you want to call it there, as long as I can tell what you're talking about, I'm fine with it. Okay, so now we're going from this position here, and we're going to 5. So you started down here. So if you look at it, it just shifted up or moved up. I'm just going to say it moved up for 5. Up, and this is 5 here. Okay, so for 6, going right here, it's going from 5 to 6. What do you think happened there? It's going to be one of those rotations again. In which direction did it go? If you look at it, which direction do you think it went? It looks like it went counterclockwise. Counterclockwise. Running out of room here. And by how much? You could have said it was a quarter turn, or you could have said it was a 90-degree angle rotation turn. Okay, so let's look at our next one. Okay, this is card C, and you can follow along in your book. Don't forget when you're doing your work to always put your answers in your book so you have it as reference. So we start here for 1. So if you look at from 1 to 2, what did we do? Oh, we just shifted to the right, didn't we? We can go ahead and say shifted or moved to the right. Okay. Now we're going from 2 to 3. What do you think happened here? Didn't really go up or down, did it? So it looks like it just kind of turned, right? But which direction did it turn? Looks like it went counterclockwise for this one. So I'm going to say 3. We're doing a counterclockwise. We can call it a turn or rotation. Okay. Or you could also say, how far did it turn? You could say it turned a quarter turn. Or you can say it turned 90 degrees counterclockwise. Okay? Alright, so let's look at 3 to 4. Okay? Look closely at 3 to 4. No, it doesn't look like it moved any, but you have to look at those real close when you're looking at them all together. So what did it actually do? This started out on the right, but it moved to the left. So it shifted or moved to the left. Okay? So then let's look at 4 to 5. From 4 to 5. If you look again, you gotta look close because they're all together. So this one was on the bottom, and now your figure is on the top. So I'm going to say it moved. It moved. Let's put number 5 here. It moved to the top, or you could say it moved up. Either one's fine. Okay. So then let's look at from 5 to 6. From 5 to 6, what happened here? 5 to 6, what happened there? So number 6, once again, it looked like it kind of spun around or rotated, or you could even call it a turn. But which direction did it go this time? It looks like it went clockwise. Turn. Or we could have said it would dip. Oh, spelled turn, right? Clockwise turn. Or we could have said it rotated clockwise. By how much did it rotate? We could have said it rotated a quarter of a turn. Or we could have said it turned 90 degrees clockwise turn. Okay? Okay, so what was the most challenging about describing the dance? Just thinking about it through kind of like the years and everything that I taught geometry, I think the most difficult thing would be describing the rotations and like whether it's going clockwise or counterclockwise and how much it's rotating. Remember what if you have a circle and it's broken up into quarters, so every quarter would be 90 degrees on here. And the direction clockwise would be going the directions of the clock, and counterclockwise, of course, would be going the opposite direction. So those are kind of the hardest moves to remember. But other than that, I thought it was kind of fun doing our little dance activity. Okay, were you sometimes able to identify the dance before your partner finished describing all the moves? I think if you were in class, you were catching on pretty good, and you can basically see. But if you're online, you're probably not going to be able to catch on to your partner. I'm sorry. Okay, what language do we use to describe the moves? Remember our language that we used? We used our first main words were the ones you really need to remember are clockwise, counterclockwise, okay, quarter, rotation, oh, that's an A. Let me write that better for you. Rotation. And of course, you always have to use direction words when you're talking about a rotation. You also have to give how much by using either a quarter, or you could use 90 degrees rotation. But remember, you always have to tell me the direction that you're rotating something in, and the direction of your slide. Or is it going to the left or to the right, or is it going up, or is it going down? You always have to remember those. You always have to give direction for every move that you do. Okay. How much you quantify each of the moves by giving direction and the amount and if you want to quantify it, like how many blocks are you going over to the left or to the right? And how much are you spinning it? Are you going to take it a quarter of a turn? Are you taking a half turn? Quarter would be 90 degrees. Half would be 180. 3/4 of a turn, which of course would be 270. And if you were spinning it all the way around, that would be 360 degrees. Okay. So today's goals, I can describe how to figure the moves and turns to get from one position to another. Okay.